Hey guys, it's your midday girl, Chelsea Crin, and today I am going to be doing a review of a bunch of the new fall TV shows. Now, I am a major TV fanatic. I love television. I really do. I watch a whole crap ton of shows, and I'm that person that feels the need to watch the show the day it comes out, and the moment it airs, it drives everybody else in the house crazy. Like, you could just watch it the next day. I want to watch it the day it happens so I don't get any spoilers online, because I hate spoilers. So this is going to be a spoiler-free review of some of the new shows, and really just my thoughts on some of the new television shows that are out there right now. I have watched 4 new television shows, and then maybe at the end I'll review some of the TV shows that I watched that are not new, that I just watch on a normal basis. We might review those as well. So if you want a spoiler-free review of some of your favorite fall TV shows, well, keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Cat Country 107.3. Hit the notification bell, and well, give this video a like, and comment down below your favorite television show that is like currently on, and maybe we could talk about it in the comments. And let's get started. So I think I'm going to go in the order in which I watched the show, which would start off then with the new show Young Sheldon. Now, this is a spinoff to the very popular show Big Bang Theory on CBS. It was cute. It was very cute. I chuckled a few times. They had some really cool moments in the show that really kind of tied a lot of the information that you knew about Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. They did have these references throughout the show that audiences, if you were a fan of Big Bang Theory, would be like, oh, okay, this is what Sheldon was talking about back in the day. So it was really cute. The main character of the show, Sheldon, played by this kid that is the cutest ever, and if you actually follow him on Instagram, it's called Ian Loves Theater, his Instagram handle, and he reviews theater, and I've seen him before, and I was like, oh, he's so cute. Ian Armitage, super cute, and he does a very good job at playing the Sheldon character and really bringing in a lot of the endearing things that you love about Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. That is just so well done in that, and then bring it to a younger character is really adorable, and he does a fantastic job in it. So would I suggest Young Sheldon? If you're a big fan of the Big Bang Theory, it is a very cute show. Now, I use the term cute and not hysterically funny because they're very different. Yes, did I laugh while I watched Young Sheldon? I did, but did I laugh as hard as I would have if it was, as I did in Big Bang Theory? No, because it's a different type of humor. You are basing the show around kids, or one kid really, so the humor is very different. It's an endearing humor. It's a cute humor. Very different from the humor that you would see with Big Bang Theory, which isn't a bad thing at all, because it's rather than remaking Big Bang Theory with the spinoff and being exactly like it, it has a different feel to it because they are kids. There are a lot of other characters that have popped up, or that did pop up through the show that they had mentioned in Big Bang Theory. I'm not going to give any spoilers though, but there were some moments you're like, oh, this is awesome, and it was really cute. I would give Young Sheldon a B+, because I thought it was cute, and it made me chuckle, and I'm a big fan of the Big Bang Theory, and I will probably watch it again when it comes on and see what other things we could see of the young Sheldon and his life and his family and his life in Texas, and I think it was cute. Absolutely. B+, good job, CBS. The next show I'm going to talk about is Me, Myself, and I, which stars Bobby Moynihan of SNL fame. This show is a really interesting take on the life story of a character, rather than like with Young Sheldon, where it is just the young version of him, or if you watch The Goldbergs, which is similar and is a narrated by the older version of the character, but you see the young character doing all the things that he is talking about and led him throughout his life. This is splitting up one character into 3 stages of his life. Bobby Moynihan plays Alex Riley, and this would be the current version of the character Alex. It is the character that is set in present day and is going through some ups and downs with life that, well, some people experience all the time, and It's a good representation to some of the hardships and some of the joys of life in this one present day version of the character Alex. I don't want to give anything away. Then you have Jack Dylan Grazer, who plays the young version of Alex, and you see him as he is going through, again, throughout his life as a young version of the character and going through some changes and some difficulties that sometimes teenage boys do experience. And then you have John Larroquette, who plays the future version of Alex, who John Larroquette is hysterical, and he is a very recognizable face, and he plays a future version of him in the year like 2030 something or 2060 something, whichever it is. It's further in the future. I don't remember the year, but it is a future version of himself. I think it's a very creative way they do it, and the way they cut from past to present to future really kind of streams in well. It's not very jarring. You're not like, oh my god, what's happening? Also, Jaleel White plays in it, of Steve Urkel. So I saw him and I was like, oh my god, it's Urkel! I was so excited. So that was kind of cool to see him, and he plays Bobby Moynihan as, you know, the present day's best friend, which is kind of cool to see him in the show and back on our TV screens again. But like I said, it's a cool way they go from past, present, and future, and then future to past, and then present to past, and then present to future, and they kind of all weave intertwine, and they do flow quite seamlessly from one to the other, which was nice to see. I was very concerned. I'm like, wait, you got like same guy, three different stages of his life. How are you going to stream this in one episode back and forth and back and forth? And they did a really good job. It was funny. It wasn't crazy funny. I didn't laugh hysterically. It is another one of those more on the cute side shows, but it's very entertaining to watch, and I will watch it again. I thought it was a really endearing and very cute show, and very creative and interesting show, to say the least. I would probably give this show a B. Unfortunately, a show that I was not so excited when I watched it was the revival of Will and Grace. Will and Grace was off air for 11 years. NBC recently brought it back on this past Thursday night, and it was a big deal. It aired at 9 o'clock, and it was a huge deal because it was so popular when the show had first aired, and it was a very talked about show, and it was still a very talked about show to this day. However, I had never seen an episode of Will and Grace before, which is why I'm reviewing it in a new show, because I had never seen it before. And I had gone in there with a lot of hope and a lot of, I have high expectations because this show was so popular for so long and so beloved. And then I watched it and I didn't find it as funny as I thought I would. I was really disappointed in it. I laughed like really hard, good laugh, maybe twice throughout the show. I maybe... like, that's kind of funny, like a half a chuckle, maybe 3 times during the whole show, and then just maybe like cracked a smile like 5 times total. It wasn't as funny as I thought it would. It felt very forced, and that was my problem with it. I know people are complaining it was very political, which I don't care. I really don't if it's very political. But it felt very forced, all the humor. All the jokes didn't kind of seamlessly go into the dialogue. It was like, oh, I have a joke, and I'm going to plop it wherever I want to plop it, even if it doesn't really quite make sense with the dialogue. So it was kind of very jarring, the jokes, because they didn't fit into it very well. They weren't set up well. They weren't reacted too well by the other characters. They were just kind of plopped down, one-liners here, and here, and then that was it. And the rest of the writing felt very weak surrounding the joke, which I don't know if it would have made the joke better if the writing was better, or they were just bad jokes to begin with. I was very disappointed. I really only liked one character in the entire show. I liked the character Karen. I liked her a lot. I thought she was funny, and I thought her character was done very well and written better than the other 3 characters. This show, though, was very disappointing to me. What do you think? Because I know this is a very controversial show right now because everybody's kind of like, either they love it or they hate it. I'm going towards the I hate it. Will I give it a second chance? I don't know. I also don't think anybody in my house will give it a second chance. They were really kind of annoyed by it. But I would give this show, unfortunately, a D. It was kind of well, I'll give it a D-. It was kind of brutal to watch. The last new show I'm going to talk about is Wisdom of the Crowd. It is the new Jeremy Piven TV show that aired last night on CBS, I believe it was. Yeah, CBS aired it last night, and this is a really cool concept of a show. So the show works, Jeremy Piven's character is a man who lost his daughter, who was murdered, and doesn't believe the right man was arrested for it. He says that this guy is innocent, they accused the wrong man, and it is his personal mission to figure out the real killer of his daughter. The way he does this is he sells his gigantic tech company and starts up a crowdsourcing crime fighting platform where you have people all over sharing evidence and sharing pieces of the case with each other to solve the case as a crowd, because, well, there's only so many cops out there that can only do so much. So there's kind of sharing the resources of a crowd aspect. It is a new drama, and it was so well done. I have to say, I was in love with it from the start. It hooked me. I was in on it. I was like, yes, this show is so cool, and it is such a cool concept to even think about in a real life aspect as well. So you kind of thought the whole time, like, wow, what if they did this for real? Could this work in real life? I think what they're going to do, from what I've noticed, is that yes, his daughter's murder will be the basis of most of the evidence coming in and what they're trying to work towards, but I want to say, I don't know because I've only seen episode 1, is that they're going to do a new case that will be solved every single episode. So it's not like one long drawn storyline the entire series of the show. There will also be other sub stories throughout it that will keep you engaged and keep you watching every single week. I gotta say, A for this show. It was so well done. I'm so excited to really get into it. I'm a big TV drama fan, so this show to me, and I'm a big Jeremy Piven fan, so 2 thumbs up and A for Wisdom of the Crowd, and I would highly suggest it. Now moving on to some of the shows that are not new, but new seasons have just started. Big Bang Theory, we'll start with that because that was the first one that I watched for the year, for the season, and it was so good. Oh my god, so much happened. So much happened in one episode, and it was so good, but I don't want to give any spoilers to you, but we did find out Amy's answer to Sheldon, and if you watched last season, so I'm going to say it because this is last season, so you should have been caught up by now, his proposal to Amy Farrah Fowler. The last we saw him, he was on one knee, he flew out to Princeton, hey, New Jersey, flew out to Princeton to see Amy to propose to her. So we find out Amy's answer. And there's some other big news surrounding another set of characters as well, but I'm not going to give you any secrets. No spoilers here, but it was so funny and so well done. As always, I'm a big Bang Theory fan since forever now. And of course, did not disappoint. But does any episode of that show disappoint? I don't think so. A show that is making big headlines with the return is Kevin Can Wait, which is Kevin James's sitcom that debuted last year. And people are talking about this show for a very specific reason. The character Donna, his wife in the show, played by Erin Hayes, got let go from the show after last season, and the way they did it was extremely uncomfortable. They killed off her character. Now, we figured out exactly in the show how they went about killing off the character, and I have to say it was extremely uncomfortable to watch. It just really was. It made me feel very uneasy the whole time, and this was to bring in Leah Remini's character, Vanessa, into the show as a series regular. Why they couldn't have just kept her as a series regular and still kept Erin's character, Donna, in the show, I do not know. Maybe it's a money thing. To me, it made no sense whatsoever, and I was kind of disappointed by the choice. While I like Leah Remini and I loved her in King of Queens, I feel like they just took her character and plopped it right in to Kevin Can Wait, and Kevin's character, Kevin James' character, Kevin Gable, is exactly like his character from King of Queens. The only difference is they have kids. That's really the biggest difference in this show. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm going to give it a big old C because I just felt like it was just weird and uncomfortable the whole time, the way they handled Donna Gable's death and Aaron Hayes' character's death in the show. I just wasn't happy with it whatsoever. A show I was very happy with was the return of Scorpion. I am a huge fan of Scorpion. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so good. And the return did not disappoint. The Scorpion team was facing issues of global destruction yet again. They are right back at it in true Scorpion fashion. Even though they were facing some critical issues, they still touched upon Walter and Paige's relationship, which is adorable. And of course, they also touched on Happy and Toby's, well, newly married relationship. You know what I'm saying. But they did touch on that as well. Again, no spoilers, but it was so good yet again. And I love that show. I don't know what it is about that show. It could be because it's a little bit nerdy and a little bit drama-y and a little bit of comedy. I like when dramas add that little bit of tinge of comedy to it. Like NCIS is very much known for, Hawaii Five-0 is very much known for. Yes, it's a serious drama, but there is a little bit of lightness to it compared to some of the other TV dramas, so I do appreciate that. I'm going to give Scorpion this season a big ol' A. A show I was very excited for the return was The Blacklist. I actually had to watch a bunch of last season before I watched this season because I realized I didn't watch all of last season, and I don't know what's wrong with me because I love that show to death. Oh, it's so upsetting that I even missed what I missed. But it started back up again, and they took last season and it was like the next day. It was so cool the way they handled, of course, now the new relationship because let's be real, we all knew the relationship between Red and Elizabeth Keene, and it was the most satisfying moment last season when they came out and said, yes, he is the father. Thank gosh they finally gave that to us. But they did touch on that, of course, throughout the time of him being her father and all of that, and it was so cute to see them working together. And that's another show where, yes, it's a serious drama, but there's a little bit of humor to it. Of course, I love when James Spader's character Red gives a backstory, like a random story of his past, and the way he describes it, he's like, oh, I remember when blah 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 blah, and he goes on these tangents, which are one of my favorite things about the show. And of course, there's plenty of that this season, and I'm gonna give this season so far, this episode, an A. I'm gonna give it an A+, just because it's like my favorite show on TV. Last night, I also watched the season premiere of NCIS Los Angeles, and that show was, oh my gosh, crazy. So many changes occurred in one episode, and then they undid some of the changes, but then some of the changes were still occurring, and it made my head spin. I'm not gonna give you, again, no spoilers in this little video here, but that's all I gotta say. Lots happened. I really can't say much about it because all the crazy things that happen really I would give you good reactions to, but I don't want to give any spoilers out, but whoo, it was good. But the team is back, and they are, again, world issues falling on their shoulders, and they're handling it, again, with that little bit of humor that they always do. So I would give last night's episode, we'll give it a B+. We'll give it a solid B+. Bull came back on CBS right after NCIS last week. I watched the very beginning of NCIS. I don't know what happened, why I didn't watch the full episode of NCIS last week. I have no idea what happened there. But I did watch the new season of Bull. Of course, that's Michael Weatherly's new show previously of NCIS. I do like the show of Bull. Now, here's my issue with Bull. I love the concept of the show. I think it's really fascinating. However, I think part of me just really misses seeing DiNozzo on NCIS. So having him have his own show and he's playing not DiNozzo is very upsetting to me. And I think that's why, as much as I do like the show and I like the concept of the show, I can never be fully invested in it and fully loving it because that's DiNozzo. And I feel bad for the actor. I feel bad for Michael Weatherly because I guess everybody is going to look at him and the whole time think what I'm thinking is that, hey, yeah, you're really cool and all, your character's awesome, but that's not DiNozzo. Yeah. So I kind of feel bad for him in that aspect because he is a good actor, and he does a very, very good job in this new show. And it's nice to see him being the lead of his own show. Yes, he was a very, very prominent and main character in NCIS, but he wasn't the lead character. He wasn't the lead role. He wasn't the first name that came up on the titles when you first started watching, when you first watch an episode, when they come up with the first, first billing. He has first billing on this show. This is his show, and it is nice to see him have his own show. As much as I miss DiNozzo, this show, Bull, is really fascinating, and if you haven't watched it from last season, this is season 2, I would suggest watching it, and I would give last week's episode a B. So there you go, a review of so far the fall lineup of new shows and shows that have returned that I have watched. If there's a show you want me to review, let me know. Leave a comment down below and let me know what show you think I should review next. Comment down below your favorite show and your thoughts on the new season. If it's started yet, don't forget to like Cat Country 107.3, hit the notification bell, and subscribe. And I'll see you back here next time. Bye, guys.